Hey, what's up, photo team? So I'm just going to create a quick video for you to kind of give a refresher on the workflow for photography and kind of how to go about that. There's a couple things you'll need to know. There's a couple things you'll need to do. So I'm just going to go over each of those things. And of course, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask your team lead. So Pixieset, this is the back end. Let me show you the front end. This is how we deliver all of our photos to our clients. This is what we expect. It's really nice. It's nice to have a full album site here. Yeah, so there's a couple things I want you to know. So number one, please pick your album cover very seriously. Make sure that you are picking your best photo to be the cover of their album. We just want to make sure we do that so their very first impression is great. This is where I get a lot of the Instagram content, the website content, all of it comes from here. So I'm going to be checking back here probably once or twice a week to pull all that content. And I will say, a really, really good thumbnail is something that's well lit, something like this, is going to have a way better chance of me clicking in, looking in the album, pulling your photos, all that stuff. There's a couple things that need to happen here in order for it to be correct. So when you first open it up, this is a mistake, okay? Highlights always have to be full of 10 to 20 of the best photos from each session. If they open this up, this is exactly what the client sees. There are no photos here. That's really frustrating if they've got to, they don't know how to use it, so it takes a while to click around. Okay, so your job and your responsibility is to make sure that you are adding highlights in. I'll show you how to do that. And then, of course, you've got your separate pieces of the album. You've got your temple, you've got your reception. If you did engagements and bridals, all of that should be under one client album, not separate albums, okay? You'd have engagements, you'd have bridals. Let me see if I can find you an example. And then, of course, you want to have your highlights from each and every single of those shoots, 5 to 10 highlights of each shoot in the highlights folders. They can just see the best ones. So let me see if I can find an example here of that. And it's okay if not, but I hope you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. We want the client to be wowed at every single phase of the experience. Let's try this one. I apologize. Okay, so okay, this would not be a good example of how we want to try to organize it. So we want to, because I'm pretty sure there's a different Sydney and Nate album, and this is not a diss on anyone who did those. Yeah, so this is what we want to try to avoid is one for engagements, one for bridals, one for wedding day. We want to have all of these under the same album. Okay, so that's step one. Now let's pop into Lightroom here. Let's say we've got these great bridals. This is in Louisiana. I'm gonna pull on the oranges a little bit, so I like that better. Please use HSL if you haven't. It's amazing. I'm gonna crush my blacks a little bit, whatever. Okay, my highlights, I'm gonna bring them down so I can see these cool oak trees. Let's say that's the photo that I want. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna export it. Now I usually export in 50% quality if I'm shooting in RAW, 30 to 50, just because it's huge and we do not want Pixieset to get crazy full. I'm gonna create a subfolder. I'm gonna go ahead and export. Use unique names. Okay. Now I've got this album here, all right, of Madison's Bridals. So I've got all the pictures. Now let me show you. I'm going to show you a couple of these. This is the whole bridal album. So now we're going to jump over to just Pixieset.com. You're going to log in, okay, get the credentials from your team lead or regional manager. All right, and you're going to see the back end of this, right? This is the back end of the front end. Okay, you're going to create a new collection if you haven't already done engagements or bridals. I'm going to say Maddie, but I'm just going to say Tess because we already have her album on here. No, pick the day of their actual wedding, okay? So her wedding is this Saturday. The default setting is downloads. That just means you don't have to have a pin to download. You don't want to create pins, guys, or else those are really obnoxious, unless they ask you to, because then they're going to be messaging me and everyone. All right, so this is what you get. You get your highlights first, and then you want to add a set. So the set is going to be bridals. All right, now that does not mean you can ignore highlights. Okay, so we're going to take the bridals. I'm not going to upload the whole thing, but I'm going to upload 3 or however many, 7. Oops. Okay, I have to click add photos. Now we've learned. Okay, there we go. So now we drag. it's going to upload those. See, they should only be like 2 to 3 megabytes per photo. That's still large enough that they can print it, but not, but it's not going to be too big that it kills Pixieset. Now you're going to click on this one more time to refresh. Boom. Now you can order them if you want. You're going to have to select a cover photo as well. It's default. It's this beach thing, so you're going to open it up. I don't care what gallery side like style you pick. Just click change photo, upload a photo, upload your favorite photo. So let's say it's that one that I just edited. Let's see if we can find it. So that's going to be the one that, pick one in your head that you want to be like the gallery cover. Oh, these are raws. What the? Sorry. Anyways, and then once you've got those, okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the one I just edited, but I'm not positive. Whatever. All right. Let's say it's this one. I'm gonna pick it right here. It's gonna upload, and that is gonna be the cover of the album. It's gonna show you what that's gonna look like, and that looks a lot better. You can crop it, I believe. You can set the focal point of the image. So I want that to be like on her head. There you go. That looks awesome on mobile. That looks. I mean, I would be so pumped if I open it up and that was what I saw. Right. All right. So we're not done yet. So now we got to come back over to the collection. Let's see, to right here, this tab. So let's say we upload all of our hundreds of bridals in here. Okay, now this highlights is still empty, and that's not good because that's the first thing they see. So you're gonna pick your 3 favorite, your 5 to 10 favorites. You're just gonna hit duplicate right here, highlights, copy. It's gonna automatically copy those, and now those photos are in your highlights. Okay, so now when you publish it, you're gonna hit publish. You publish now. If you don't publish it, it's not going to show up on the Pixieset. They're not going to be able to see it. You can email them right here. The easiest way, though, honestly, is going to be to do get direct link. Copy that. Now you're going to come into their, so I'm going to do Madison Bluth. Right here. All right, bridals. There's a separate project for the bridals and engagements. And there's actually a template, of course. There's actually going to be a template right here, and it will say, okay, templates, it's send out photos. All right, hold on, give it a second, it'll load up. Congrats on your wedding, here are the final pictures. I'm going to change this to say bridals, and then you literally paste the link right here, and then it says, please take our survey. And then it gives them instructions on tagging. That's all you got to do. And then you send that. That way everyone on the project can see that you've sent those. If for whatever reason your team lead needs to take a look and needs to see, if you sent those or not, they're going to be able to see those. So that is right there. And that's it. That's really the final step. Now, if you come here, there's going to be some random, let me pull this up. Vanity test. Looks great, right? In comparison to everything else. When you open it up, you've got your 3 highlights here. You got your bridals, all of them here. I'm going to delete it because obviously this isn't a real one. But that is the workflow for photographers, okay? That is where, if you do a really good thumbnail and stuff, this is how I'm going to actually be able to see everything. This is what actually ends up getting posted on our Total Media page. Is pictures that they've got some really nice really nice thumbnail or whatever. These are all from our page, and I'm going to check out the album if it's got a really killer thumbnail. Oftentimes I will honestly post the thumbnail photo. You'd be surprised. Like, a lot of these are the photo that you choose. You pick your very best picture. So that is the workflow for photography. Now, one last thing I'm going to show you. We don't necessarily require, but extremely highly recommend that you log into our company box and back up all of your RAWs for your sake, okay? So get the credentials once again from your team lead, but you're going to come into wedding footage, photo backup, and then you're just going to open up the month. And as you can see, I guess I'm the only one that's doing this, but this, you never know when you're going to have to go back. It might be a giant pain. So just create a new folder here, new folder, and then you're just going to drop all of your RAWs. It is unlimited storage. You can access this whenever you want, and that is just a tip. So I really recommend doing that. You never know. Remember, you'll lose money, we'll lose money if you end up deleting something. And of course, always back up in 2 or 3 different places, and never, ever, ever delete any of them until you've delivered the album. So, okay, that's the photo workflow. I hope that's helpful for you guys, and hope you have a great day.